Thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın en iyi teknik üniversitelerinden Southern Alberta Institute of Technology'de eğitim ve mezuniyet sonrası kariyer imkanlarını Rita'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Rita, the stage is yours now.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here with you today. My name is Rita Matvienko, and I'm a representative of SAIT'te, which is the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, and we are a technical institute located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So over the next half an hour to 35 minutes, I will share with you what are some of the benefits and advantages of studying in Canada under an applied education model, which is what SAIT'te offers. So I'll explain a little bit about what applied education is and how learning takes place at SAIT'te. So I hope everybody can see my presentation. At the end of the presentation, I'll be happy to take your questions and address any concerns that you might have. So this is the image of our central campus in Calgary of SAIT'te. This is the main building at SAIT'te, Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, and we are located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So first of all, I'll go through with you what are some of the advantages of studying in Canada. Well, first of all, many international students choose Canada as their premier destination of choice for their studies. We are regularly ranked among the top 5 safest and cleanest countries in the world, with one of the highest standards of quality of life in the world. And Canada is considered by the UN as one of the 10 best countries to live in. Our conditions improve the quality of life and education for our residents. And in addition to that, Canada is considered the 5th happiest country in the world due to its excellent living conditions. Economically, Canada is considered one of the countries with the lowest tuition fees for higher education among English-speaking countries. So in comparison to other English-speaking destinations like Canada or Australia, the United States, and Great Britain, the tuition fees at Canadian universities are much lower compared to that of our other English-speaking nations. We also have the advantages of excellent healthcare at a low cost to our residents, international students. The services that Canadian hospitals provide are among the most advanced and the most affordable in the English-speaking world. And Canada is also recognized worldwide for our high quality of education from primary to post-secondary. So our teachers are highly qualified and bring a variety of different perspectives to the learning process. And 2 of our 5 teachers at a university level have at least 1 international degree. And 11 of the 250 best universities in the world are found in Canada. There's also a lot of different immigration opportunities for international students if they want to remain in Canada after completing their education. There's an opportunity to work in Canada during your studies, as well as after you complete your studies. You can apply for a postgraduate work permit, which helps students then on their way to becoming a permanent resident. The Canadian government provides many immigration opportunities, and extending and moving easily from a student visa to an open work visa are some of the ways to gain Canadian work experience. Now, international students who graduate from Canadian universities or college have an opportunity to work in Canada after they complete their program up to 3 years. And they can also work during their time of study up to 20 hours per week off campus, and during their holidays from studying, during their break, they can work the full 40 hours a week. And once somebody gains Canadian work experience, of course, it's much easier to apply for a residence permit in order to become a permanent resident and then a Canadian citizen. So Alberta, as I already mentioned, SAIT'te is located in Calgary, which is the province Alberta. Alberta is considered to be a Western province. We are located next to British Columbia, and Calgary is located about 2 hours north of the USA border. So we're considered southern Canada, and we are one of the most picturesque, one of the most beautiful provinces in Canada. We have a 4.3 million population, and 2 main cities in our province, which are Calgary and Edmonton. There's lots of tourism opportunities. We have many different national and provincial parks, lakes, rivers, and mountains. We have a very pristine and clean environment that we look after and try to preserve. And Alberta is the only province in Canada without an additional sales tax. So 2 hours away from Calgary are probably some of the most popular destinations for Albertans and tourists. They are Banff, which is a mountain town, and Lake Louise. So a lot of the time when people type into Google Canada and they pull up pictures of Canada, they get pictures of this beautiful blue-green lake that's actually located 2 hours away from Calgary, and it's called Lake Louise. And near that destination, there's lots of opportunities for skiing, snowboarding, different types of winter resorts, and it's one of the most popular destinations in Canada. We get over 4 million visitors per year to come and visit, to explore, to ski and snowboard. We have some of the best ski resorts in Canada located just 2 hours away from Calgary. Calgary is one of the sunniest cities in Canada. So it's considered one of the top 10 cleanest cities in the world, and it regularly ranks among the highest cities for quality of life in the world. So in 2019, we were rated as number 5th best city in the world for people to live in, and number 1 in North America. And among the other large cities in Canada, which is Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, Calgary has the highest minimum wage, which is $15 per hour. We are considered the 4th largest city in Canada after Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. And we have about 1.5 million population in our city. And we are considered the youngest large city in Canada. The average age of our citizens is around 36.5 years old. And compared with the other big cities in Canada like Toronto and Vancouver, the cost of living here is going to be significantly lower than what you would find in Toronto and Vancouver. I included for comparison the cost of a 2-bedroom apartment to rent for somebody living in Calgary compared with that of somebody living in Toronto or Vancouver. We are located almost in the center of our city. So this is our transit map of our transit service that goes, it's a train that goes throughout our entire city. And in the green rectangle there, you can see that that is the downtown portion of the city. And SAIT is located just 2 stops away from downtown. So we're very easy to access, and if students want to get on the train, get into the center of city and really enjoy the best that Calgary has to offer, we are located right on the train stop and very easy to get to. So what is applied learning? In the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned that there are advantages to taking an applied learning program in Canada. SAIT offers the applied learning model of education. Applied model is centered on career-oriented programming. So it's programming that blends theory and practice. So students really get the opportunity to try out what their career is going to look like when they finish their education. We have very close connections with our industry partners within the province and within the city as well. And that allows us to create programs that are really built towards what are the industry demands. So when we partner with industry, our industry partners tell us what kinds of skills they are looking for in graduates. And based on those skills and those requirements, we design our educational programs. And we actually have many different kinds of committees and advisory councils that blend our industry partners and our instructors. And every year they will go through a process of refreshment for our programs. So they'll take a look at what kind of material is being taught to students. And then look at what the industry requires for that particular career field. And based on those requirements, they will update our educational programming. So when students finish their programs, they can be sure that they have graduated with a degree that is fresh and that will enable them to get to work right away with the skills that are needed in industry in their career field. And many of our programs also include a practicum component so that students can learn and get paid at the same time. And due to the fact that they receive that practical learning component and that they have those valuable industry skills, our students enjoy a very high rate of employment. So close to 90% of our graduates have been able to find employment within 6 months of completing their program. So because of that, our programs are very, very popular. So our institute, SAIT, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, was founded in 1916, and we are the oldest publicly funded technical institute in Canada. So on the photo there, you can see some of our first students. We were founded during the First World War because there was a need for professions. There was a need for people to get to work, to be able to contribute to the economy. And SAIT was created out of that need in order to give students hands-on practice, so applied learning. And we've been doing that since 1916. So we are pros at it. Our brand is really well known across Canada and across our province and of course within our city. So when somebody says SAIT, they know exactly the kind of graduate that an employer can expect with that. And we actually have many generations of families that study at SAIT together and work at SAIT together. So it's not unusual to find that somebody's dad or mom had studied at SAIT, and because of that, the children then want to also pursue their education at SAIT. So it becomes kind of a rite of passage. So these are some of our first students here. I believe one of the first programs that we offered at SAIT was auto mechanic. So what is SAIT? So we are an applied learning institution. You can see the photo there on the top. That was taken from one of our buildings. You can see the view across downtown. So because we're centrally located, you get the access to the center of the city quite easily and some really fantastic views from our campus of our beautiful city. 90% of our graduates, I already mentioned, found employment within 6 months, and we also have a small class size, which enables students to get some excellent one-on-one time with their instructor, get assistance from their instructor if they need to, and really build close connections with other students in their class. So that is a definite advantage over university study, where you have big auditoriums that are filled with 300, 200 students at one time. We have small class sizes, so students really get the benefit of that close learning environment that is very crucial and important to an applied learning education. And we offer more than 75 different programs for our international students. So I myself am a colleague of the International Center, which assists with the recruitment of international students and the support of students once they come to Calgary. So we have more than 2,000 students, international students, I should say, from more than 1,000 different countries. And the International Center really specializes in student support. So we provide student orientation for new students, different cultural and academic consultations. We take our students to different field trips so that they could see the city as well as the province and get to know the new city where they're living in. And we provide consultations on immigration and visa questions, as well as seminars about postgraduate work permit, and help students with employment after they finish their programs. So we offer students different types of programming, which is certificate programs that are 1 year or less, diploma programs, which are 2 to 3 years, or bachelor programs, which are 4 as well as a unique that can only be found in Alberta, and it's called an applied bachelor degree. And it's a 2-year degree, which already requires that a student has some post-secondary education in the same field that they're going to be taking that program in. And what the applied bachelor is it's a mixture of theory and hands-on practice. So it's an enhancement to somebody's education that they already have that gives them that additional hands-on component to increase their credential. So all of our learning takes place in practical learning in modern labs, and we offer students the possibility of transfer to university upon completion of their program. So because we have a high degree of employment for our students, our programs remain very competitive. So I always say to our students, apply early because our programs fill up quickly. We are already filling up our programs for fall 2021, and some of the programs already have wait lists. Others are already full. So we do definitely recommend start the application process 8 to 9 months before you plan to start your program of study. More than 70% of our programs include a practicum component, which also increases their popularity and makes them very competitive. A lot of the time, our industry partners actually give or gift or donate their laboratory equipment to us so that students have the opportunity to study on the same equipment that they're going to be using in their careers. And I've included some photos of our students that are practicing in laboratories. We have a big hangar that includes aircraft, helicopters, airplanes, where students take some of our aviation technology programs. Those are also very, very popular for us, and students get the opportunity to use the same equipment that they'll use in their work. After the possibility, so the transfer component includes the option for a student to complete a diploma degree, which is a 2-year degree from SAIT'te. And if a student wants to continue their educational journey and transfer to complete their bachelor degree, they would then have the option to transfer to a university and start on the 3rd year and complete their university and get their bachelor degree. So it is program dependent, so meaning certain programs transfer to different kinds of universities. So you would have to go to the website that I've included on the bottom and check to see what program-specific transfers are possible for the program of choice for that student and what university it would transfer to. So we have 8 different schools that we offer programs in for our students. So students can choose one of the 8 schools to study in, and they each come with their own set of programs. We have a School of Business, and I've included in the list some of the most popular programs that students choose, and I'll go in depth a little bit more about what the schools are and what kind of programs they offer. But we have a School of Business, a School of Construction, School of Health and Public Safety, School of Hospitality and Tourism, School of Information and Communication Technology, McPhail School of Energy, School of Manufacturing and Automation, and School of Transportation. So many different programs for students to choose from under those schools. Some of our most popular programs for students include the Business Administration Diploma, the Information Technology Diploma. In the School of Energy, we offer different kinds of oil and gas programming because Alberta is considered the center for oil and gas, the oil and gas industry in Canada. And our School of Transportation also remains a popular choice for students where they can take different kind of aircraft technology programs. And I included there a picture of one of our culinary students. Our professional cooking program is rated one of the top 30 programs in the world for the culinary craft. So when students take the culinary program with us, they know that it is a highly rated world accredited program. So our program's length range from 12 weeks to 4 years, and any program that a student chooses that is 8 months or more is eligible for a postgraduate work permit, meaning when a student completes that program, they can apply for a work permit and stay in Canada for up to 3 years to continue working in Canada. So in our School of Business, I already mentioned that one of the more popular programs is our Business Administration Diploma. It is a 2-year diploma, and we also offer a 4-year bachelor degree in the same field. So either a business diploma degree or a bachelor degree. And the advantages of our business program is that students can choose their stream. They can choose what area they want to specialize in. The first year is going to be a general study year. It's going to be the same for all students. And then in the second year, a student has the opportunity to choose the specific career path that they want to pursue. And we offer a variety of options for students, either accounting services, financial services, human resource management, marketing, or supply chain management. So a student can choose to pursue an education in any of those streams. So in the second year of the diploma program, they'll be taking their particular program of choice. And the business program is a very interesting and fascinating program because students get a lot of practice. So they work with other students on group projects. They present to some of our industry partners. There's a project that they work on where they have to create a business from start to finish. So they get together with a group of students and they create a business and they talk about how they're going to help that business survive. So in our School of Business, along with many of our other schools, we have actually industry professionals that come to us to teach. So they used to work in industry, and then now they've come over to SAIT'te to pass on their industry skills and practical knowledge to our students. In our School of Construction, we have many different types of programs. And one of the more exciting programs in that school is the home lab building program. So students actually build a home. We have a big laboratory where students will build a whole house from the bottom to the top. And then after that construction is completed, they'll pass that finished home to our industry partner, which will inspect it. And then that house will actually go up for sale. And then a family will eventually get to live in it. So that's one of our most interesting programs. And because Canada is constantly growing and welcoming new immigrants, it's a large country and the population is relatively small for a country of that landmass. Our cities are always expanding and always growing. So a career in construction is always going to be an interesting and a rewarding career. So our culinary and hospitality programs are among the top rated in the world. And we have the honor of having some chefs that used to be part of the culinary industry that have come to SAIT'te to teach. So they're bringing real world chef experience to the classroom and passing it along to our students. In our School of Energy, we offer different kinds of programming. I already mentioned that Alberta is the center of the oil and gas industry for Canada. So among different kinds of oil and gas programs like petroleum field operations, petroleum engineering technology, we offer green programming like environmental technology, which is something that has become very popular in the last few years as there's a worldwide green movement for renewable energy. Another interesting program that we offer is the wastewater treatment program that helps bring clean water. And we also have many different kinds of engineering technologies for students that are interested in a more technical field of work. We have everything from civil engineering technology to electrical engineering, electronic engineering, chemical engineering technology, petroleum engineering technology. So please go to our website and take a look. We have a variety of different types of engineering technologies for students to take part in. the health and medicine field, we have a few programs that we offer for our international students. It's not many, unfortunately, because our health and medicine programs fill up so quickly by domestic students. We only have a few programs that are available for international students, and they are dental assisting, nutrition for healthy lifestyles, health information management, and our new program, which is the optician program. The information technologies program is housed in our School of ICT, of our Information and Communication Technologies, and we offer an excellent diploma here in information technologies. As you know, over the course of the last year, many companies and many educational institutions have moved online due to the pandemic of COVID-19. So anything that has to do with work online, with business online, has really seen a surge in the last year. So our information technologies program has become very popular because it deals with technology, web development, software security. So a lot of different opportunities for employment in that industry, especially in the last year as everything has gone digital. So here you will see programs that help to develop software, mobile and computer applications, to troubleshoot technology issues, programs in cybersecurity. So there's a wide range of career opportunities in that field. A lot of different production and manufacturing opportunities within our School of Manufacturing and Automation. So this deals with creation, modification, and maintenance and testing of the manufacturing sector equipment. Offers a wide range of careers revolving around design, fabrication, and repair of everything from equipment to electrical systems. And within our School of Information and Communication Technology, we also offer different creative programs that deal with mass media and communication. So in this field, you see programs like our journalism program, our film and video production program that teaches students how to create film and video, where students get to try how to direct videos, how to produce films. So more creative programming, as well as we have graphic design and print design, and a program called New Media Production and Design, which blends components of animation, graphic design, print design, and web design as well. And our School of Transportation is also a very popular choice for students. Our program in aviation technology repairs is one of the highest employed programs in our school. So graduates of this program see a close to 100% employment rate. We have a lot of different industry partners in Calgary from the airline industry, so we partner with them, and a lot of them donate their equipment to us so that students can learn and study on the same equipment that they're going to use in their career. We have a big employment and student services center on campus that helps students with their job search. So we offer the opportunity for students to participate in 2 career fairs per year, where employers come to us, they set up a booth on campus like you see in the photo, and students have the opportunity to go from one employer to another and talk with them, participate in a mini interview, ask questions, find out more about their company, and a lot of our students find employment that way. And the student career fairs go on twice a year in November and March. And outside of those fairs, we offer our students employment services and assistance with resume preparation, interview training. We offer them assistance with their job search, and we provide different kinds of employment seminars for students to really get an understanding of what the employment industry is like in Canada and what kind of skills they'll need in order to go and get a job after they're completed with their studies. So the cost of our programs varies depending on the program. On average, our programs cost 18,000 Canadian dollars per year. but it depends on the type of program and the length of program. So some of our programs cost as little as $18,000 all the way up to $28,000 per year. There are additional expenses for books and learning materials and an additional cost for residence on campus. As well, we always say to our students that they should save up about 10,000 Canadian dollars for a year of additional living expenses, and that'll include transportation, recreation, food. So plan in total for around 30,000 Canadian dollars per year in order to be able to afford to study and to live in Canada as an international student. So admission requirements for our programs, we take a look at your grades from high school and any other post-secondary education that you've completed. So we will require your official final transcripts that are translated to English. They will have to be in a digital format, and then you will need to upload them to our system when you go through the application process. And the grades that we look for most of our programs, depending on what the program is, it's either math, physics, chemistry, or biology. There are also programs that only require English. So some of our more creative programs like journalism, graphic design, media programs, culinary, we don't look at math, physics, chemistry, or biology, just English. So we look to make sure that a student has English proficiency. And what that means is they have to achieve a certain level of English in order to be considered for admissions to our programs. We look for IELTS, and a student needs to have a score of 6.0 in IELTS in each section. So reading, writing, listening, and speaking, they have to have a 6.0. There is also the opportunity to do the Duolingo online English test. So a student can log into Duolingo, they just type it right into Google and it takes them to the page. And if they have a score of 105, then that meets the requirements for our program. We also accept TOEFL, and you can go to our website to take a look at additional English proficiencies that we accept. So sometimes it happens that in a program that is very competitive, they will include additional requirements for admission to that program. And that means that they might ask to look at things like a student's resume, their previous work experience. They might have an interview with a student. They might take a look at their design portfolio. If a student is applying for a graphic design program, they might ask to see what other things has a student done in that field. So that is a component of some of our more competitive programs. When a potential student goes to our website, they can take a look right in the program description what the admission requirements are. So I included an example of what a student might see. And you don't need to have your transcripts evaluated. We have a team of professionals when a student applies as part of the application process. We have professionals that evaluate your final transcripts, and they will translate what your grades are in your home country to what the requirements are for Calgary and for Alberta. So a lot of the times you will see 60% in Math 30. Math 30 just means grade 12 math. So we look for grades that are above average sometimes, and sometimes for different programs it'll be 50%, which is just a passing grade. So when a student starts their application process, they can do that directly from our website. You can find the program that you're interested in and then go through the application process online. And each application is going to cost 150 Canadian dollars to start that application. And that cost includes your assessment of transcripts by our team of professionals. So students have an opportunity to live in our student campus, student residence right on campus. So here you see a picture of a portion of our campus. It's a very beautiful, big and green campus that has many different buildings that are a part of our campus. And two student residence towers where a student can choose to reside, and the cost will depend on the type of living arrangement that a student selects. So we have different setups for students, from a small apartment to a larger apartment that they'll share with another student. So here I've included some photos of our campus as well as our residence. So the bottom two photos that you see with the soccer field, those were taken from our campus, and the bottom one was taken from student residence. So they're right in the center of our campus, and you can see most of Calgary from the higher floors in those buildings, as well as a beautiful view of downtown. So what's included in the cost of the suites is they are fully furnished apartments. So they include bed, furniture, a table, a study desk, a telephone, a closet. The students will have to bring their own bedding. That is something that we don't provide. So all of your bed sheets, pillows, that will have to be purchased or brought by the students. There is a bathroom and a kitchen that is included in the apartment. There's high-speed internet and telephone. There's also access to study rooms, game rooms, a laundry area, and we have 24-hour security on site. So different setups that a student can look at when they try to decide whether or not to stay on campus, and they all have different costs attached to them. The one-bedroom apartment is for one student, where a student is going to live by themselves. They have their own bedroom. They have a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. And the cost per semester is $5,060. And a semester goes from beginning of September to the end of December. And then another semester starts from January and goes until end of April. We also have a studio apartment, which is a smaller apartment where everything is more compact. And the rate of that ranges from, depending on what building the students choose, if they choose the newer building or the older building, it'll be either $4,206 or $5,080 per semester. We have a two-bedroom where a student can share the living space with another student. So each student will have their own bedroom. They will share a kitchen and they will share a bath. And I've included the cost of that as well per semester. And the most budget-friendly option is the 4-bedroom setup. So a student will share the living space with 3 other students. Each one will have a separate bedroom. 2 students will share 1 bathroom, and all of the students together will share 1 living room, 1 dining room, and 1 kitchen. And the semester rate is also included there, and that is one of the more popular choices because it is the most cost-effective option. So at the moment with COVID-19, we are accepting international students, but our campus remains closed. So all of our staff, the assistant staff, are all working from home. And most of our programs are being taught online, for the exception of a few programs that require laboratory practice, so hands-on practice, which is programs like culinary programs, some of the engineering programs, and some of the aircraft technology programs. So all of those require hands-on learning, and they have to be taught in class. So they offer a blend of coursework that is online, and then a practical learning component, which is in the labs. There's only a few of those programs available right now because of COVID-19 restrictions. But by fall 2021, if everything goes well with COVID and the situation starts to improve, we are hoping to have 50% of our programs offered in a blended format. And blended meaning partially online and partially in class on our campus. But of course, that will depend on the situation with COVID-19 and what our government says we have to do. We have very strict restrictions in Canada that we have to follow. So we're waiting to see and hoping, like the rest of the world, that the situation with COVID-19 starts to improve this year. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your patience and for your attention. I will now take a look at any questions that you might have, and I will answer your questions in the chat. There is a comment on the bottom, but I'm not sure what it means. It's in Turkish, so if somebody could translate for me, that would be great.
Yes, Rita, could you please start from the bottom on the questions box? They're all in English.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, I've gone into the questions area now and it's loading. Okay. So the first question is, I want to learn about scholarship opportunities. Is there any chance to work during education? Yes, I did mention that it is possible to work as an international student during your studies. You can work up to 20 hours a week during your program. And when the program goes on holiday break, you can work up to 40 hours a week. There are scholarship opportunities for international students. I can type in the link for you to take a look at our scholarship opportunities for students. And we have different types of scholarships and awards available, and it depends on the type of program that a student chooses. And they do have additional requirements that a student needs to look at when they're considering their application for scholarships. So there's many different kinds. You will have to take a look at the website to see which type of scholarship you could apply for. And in order to be considered for a scholarship, you have to be accepted to an academic program. And then once you're accepted into a program, you can then apply for a scholarship. So I've sent the link in the chat. I'm hoping that it's showing up. Which programs have more advantages for international students who would like to build a career in Canada? So it really depends on, the labor market depends on each province individually. So different provinces have different industries that are more in demand. So a student will have to take a look at where do they want to study and live when they come to Canada. And if they want to stay in Alberta, the careers that are in demand in Alberta right now, I will send you another link, but I can read them off to you. So we require technical professionals in the IT field. So a lot of, as I mentioned, the IT field, the information technology field is readily expanding, and that is all over Canada. So regardless of what province a student chooses, the information technology field is going to be an in-demand sector. We also require a lot of retail professionals, so service supervisors in sales, managers for sales, a lot of computer programming opportunities, contractors and supervisors in the construction sector. We require workers in the food service industry. The healthcare industry is also expanding. So I will send you a link in the chat, and you can take a look at the in-demand programs for Canada, or for Alberta. But it will really depend on what province the student wants to live in, because each province has their own labor market industry. Next question. I am in the automotive industry. What kind of opportunities are there for me? We have an excellent program for auto service mechanic. I can send you a link for that program, along with different types of automotive programs in the field. We have automotive service technology. And there's also a component of the business administration degree that involves automotive management. So I will send a link to that question in the chat. Okay, next question. What is the minimum GPA requirement? My GPA is 2.36. Do I still have a chance to be approved for a master degree program? Your IELTS is 8. That's excellent. For IELTS, we require a level of 6.0. We don't offer any master degree programs in our institute because we are considered an institute or a college. So a master's degree are only found in universities. And because we are a technical institute, we have diplomas, bachelor degree, and certificate programs. With respect to GPA requirement, I'm not skilled in being able to assess transcripts and final grades. That is done by a specialist in our assessment center when a student starts their application process. The $150 application fee includes the document assessment. So a professional in that field is going to take a look at your grades when you submit your transcripts and be able to tell you if you meet the admission requirements. But you can also take a look at our programs for international students, and each program that you look at is going to have an area there where it says admission requirements. So I'll send you a link to our general page for international students where they can take a look at the programs that we offer. Okay, next question. I'm looking forward to make a master about sociology, SAIT'te, a university providing education in this area. Unfortunately, we don't offer master's programming because we are not a university. We are a technical institute, so our programs are certificate programs, which are a year or less, diploma, which is 2 or 3 years, and we have some bachelor programs, which are 4 years. With respect to scholarships, I will link for you our scholarships page. We do have scholarships and awards for international students, and you can take a look at the page. After you start your application process, if you are accepted to an academic program, then you can apply for a scholarship. How is living expenses in Calgary, especially accommodations? So for your living expenses, I mentioned in my presentation that you should plan to have around $10,000 for your living expenses for the whole year. So that will include the cost of transportation, the cost of food, the cost of your living expenses, and the cost of your entertainment. So if people want to go and see movies or participate in some entertainment activities, they should plan for that as well. So about $10,000 per year for your living expenses, but the cost of living in Calgary is going to be lower than in larger big cities in Canada, which is Toronto and Vancouver. One of the reasons why is because we don't have a provincial sales tax. So all provinces have a government sales tax, which is a federal sales tax that comes from the big government of Canada. And that is going to add 5% to your purchases. But each province also has an additional sales tax, which is called the provincial sales tax, based on the province that you live in. And Alberta is the only province in Canada that doesn't have that provincial sales tax. So the cost of living is going to be significantly less because of that, as well as larger big cities like Toronto and Vancouver. The cost of living is just more expensive there. So your food expenses, your travel expenses, your apartments that you'll be renting, they're going to cost more in a city like Toronto and Vancouver than they would in Calgary. Next question. I'm looking for a master's in the subject area of science, technology, and society. Unfortunately, we don't offer master's programs, but I will send you a link to the programs that we offer for international students. And you can take a look at the different types of programs that we offer to see if any would suit your interests. Can international students do internships while studying? Yes, lots of our different programs include an internship or a co-op, or sometimes it's called a practicum component. It really depends on the program that a student selects, but they will have a portion where they do theory in the classroom, And then a second portion of the program where they have hands-on practice in a company. So they'll go to an organization, they'll find employment with that company, and they'll actually work in that company, and that'll go towards their educational experience, and they'll be evaluated on that as part of their studies. So lots of programs include that internship or a co-op or a practicum component. I will send you a link to our program page where you can take a look at the programs that we offer to see if any would suit your interests. Okay, next question. Hi, I'm an industrial engineer, and right now I work for an international company as a business analyst. I graduated with a 3.16 GPA. My school GPA is 3.69. I'm also studying business management in another university. Wonder, is any of this can help me with getting a scholarship? It is possible, but you have to, different scholarships have different criteria and different requirements. So some of them might require an academic component. Some of them require a career component. So somebody would have to already work in a specific type of career to get a scholarship. It really depends on the type of scholarship that a student goes after that they would be eligible for. I will send you a link to our awards and scholarships page. They are dependent on different factors. So you would have to take a look at the particular type of scholarship in order to see if you apply. And as well, I mentioned before, students are only eligible for a scholarship once they are accepted to an academic program. So after somebody starts the application process, when they are accepted, then they can apply for a scholarship. Do you offer pre-essential English? Thank you. I think you mean if this is for English courses for somebody to improve their level of English. We do have a program called English Language Foundations. It is considered a more of an intermediate level program. So a student already has to have a base of an English proficiency in order to be eligible for that program, but it can help to improve a student's level of English. I can send you the link to that program in the chat. And you can take that program online, and that helps to improve your level of English so that you can then meet the requirements for our academic programs. What is the minimum GPA requirement for bachelor engineering bachelor degrees? Is it possible to get an acceptance with a GPA lower than 3.0? You would have to start an application in order to have an answer to that, because I'm not trained in evaluating transcripts. But I can send you a link to our engineering page, and you can take a look at what the requirements are. We don't have a Bachelor of Engineering, but we have an Engineering Technology Diploma, and I can send you information on that program right now. It is a two-year diploma program. There's a couple. There's electronics engineering technology, electrical engineering technology, civil engineering. So you were asking about engineering. Let me link to you engineering design and drafting. It is a diploma program. So you can take a look at what the requirements are in the admissions section. And we look at grades. For that program, we are going to take a look at grades from your math and from your physics or science, which is science in Alberta means it's a mixture of physics, chemistry, and biology all in one course. So they teach a little bit of each. So a student can either have that science course or they'll need a physics course. And we're looking for a grade of 60% out of 100. So our evaluation system is on a percentage scale. So 100 is a perfect score and a 50 is the minimum that's required to pass. So we look for a grade of 60%, which is above average in order to be accepted into a program. Can we apply to health and medicine program directly? Do we need to study pre-medicine? So these programs that I mentioned in the health and medicine field, there's 4 of them. They are diploma programs, meaning they are 2-year programs, or certificate programs, which is a year or less. So it's not a doctor program. It is a career-based program for different types of areas in the health and medicine fields. And those include optician, nutrition for healthy lifestyles, which is like a dietitian or a nutritionist, health information management, which is working in a medical office and looking after their database for health information, and dental assistant is another one. And for those, a student does not need to have prior medical experience in order to be accepted into those programs. Next question is, are there any scholarship options for an international information technology, cybersecurity, state grad student with mechanical engineering GPA, bachelor information technology, and 3.8 GPA background? I'm not sure specifically, because the offerings, the different types of scholarships change all the time. There's new ones that are added. There's other ones that are removed. There's additional money that's added for scholarships. So all of that is maintained on the Student Awards website. So you would have to take a look. I will send you the link to our scholarships page so you can take a look at the different types that we have and then what the requirements are. Next question is there a 100% scholarship in bachelor programs, or is there, oh, I'm sorry, I missed a question. I selected the wrong box. Okay, I'll send you an answer with regard to the scholarships. And the next question was, what are the language requirements for certificate programs? So all of our programs require an English language of IELTS 6.0 or Duolingo online English test with a score of 105. So regardless of what program a student is going to apply for, the English requirement is going to be the same. I will send you a link in the chat for the English proficiency requirement, so you can take a look at the page and check to see what kind of English proficiency types we accept. There's TOEFL, there's Duolingo, there's IELTS, as well as we have pathway agreements with different language schools. So you can take a look more in depth on the page that I've provided. Next question is there a 100% scholarship in bachelor programs, or is there an amount of scholarships that students can afford by themselves without any parent support? Unfortunately, there's no program or educational institution that I'm aware of that would offer a scholarships for international students that covers 100% of their education. There are scholarships opportunities that will cover a component of your education, so they will give you a discount of $2,000 or $5,000 off the cost of the program, but there's not anything that would cover 100% the entirety of the program cost. So I will send you a link as well for our scholarships page, and you can take a look at the different opportunities there. Next question, do you happen to know the employment statistics of international engineering grad students or of any international student? So for most of our programs, the employment rate is close to 90% for graduates from our program. It varies depending on what the program is. For some programs, it could be as high as 100%. So our aircraft maintenance engineering technology program in the School of Transportation has a 100% employment rate. And then some programs have an 87%, but mostly it's close to 90%. So business, for instance, our business diploma degree has 91. For engineering graduate students, so it would depend on the type of engineering program that somebody selects. So I will send you a link to our program page for international students, and you can take a look at the program of interest for yourself. And each program on that page will have a description of what the program is about, the cost of the program, the admission requirements, as well as the graduate employment rate. So you can take a look for each program. It'll have that information there, and you can take a look specifically at the program that interests you, because there's many different types of engineering programs we offer. Chemical engineering, industrial engineering, civil engineering. So it really depends on the field that you choose to pursue. Is the campus close to city center? Do we offer on-campus dorms? Yes, I mentioned this in the presentation. We are located very close to city center. You can see the city center from our campus, and we are located 2 train stops. We have a transit, a city transit train that goes all along the center of our city and then into the suburbs. And we are located 2 train stops away from the center of the city. So our campus is located right on the transit line. When you get off at the train stop, our campus is right there. And we are 2 stops away from the center of the city. Do we offer on-campus dorms? Yes, we do. We have student accommodation on our campus. I will send you the link to our page for student housing, and you can take a look at the different rates and the types of accommodations that we offer to our students. So I'll send that to you in the chat. Is there any kind of data science or business intelligence related programs in the IT branch? If yes, what kind of certificate do they offer? Thanks. Yes, we do have a program that deals specifically with data science and data analysis and business intelligence. I will send you a link to that program as well. As I mentioned, in the past year, due to COVID-19, everything's been moved online. So anything that is related with IT programs is a very popular choice for our students, because everything's being converted into digital, to online, into distance. So we have a certificate that is called Business Intelligence, Data Analysis, and Reporting. It is a 24-week certificate, and I will send you a link for that program in the chat. I think that addresses all the questions that I had in the chat. Are there any other questions?
Hi, Rita. Could you please type your email on the chat box too, please?
Sure. There you go. I hope everyone is able to see that.
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much, Rita, for your presentation. We believe it was an informative webinar for the attendees, and you answered all of the questions.
Great. So if you have any additional questions, please free to email me. I will consult with you and provide guidance as best as I can. And I'm always available by email, so don't hesitate to reach out.
And also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Southern Alberta Institute of Technology ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Rita'nın paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Yarınki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you again, Rita. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you very much for your attention and for allowing me to participate.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.